Hey guys, Tina here and welcome to my month in review video. In this video I will let you know what I managed to read in the month of May. I will just briefly show you the books. I'm not going to go in depth about them because I have posted other videos that do that and I will link them down below. And I will also let you know how I'm doing with my various challenges. So let's get to it. I am participating in the Goodreads challenge and I want to read 100 books this year. So far I have managed to read 58 books, so I'm about 17 books ahead, which is fantastic for me because, you know, some months are going to be slower, some months are going to be a bit better, and it's always good, you know, to have that cushion. I'm also participating in Around the Year in 52 books and I did fulfill some of those challenges this month. And I will, you know, just write which challenge some of the books fulfill as I go. As for my personal goals, I want to finish quite a few series this year, and I did finish 2 this month, so that is good. I also want to read more in Slovene, and I did that as well this month. I did not read a classic, although I guess the books that I read in Slovene could be considered kind of classics. But I'm not going to push it too far. So let's say I didn't fulfill that one this month. So let's get to the books that I managed to read in May. The first one was Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas, which is the 3rd book in her Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy. It's not going to be a series, but this part of the series is concluded, so I'm counting this as a finished trilogy. I liked it, not as much as A Court of Mist and Fury, but it was a good conclusion and I do recommend it. Then I finished another trilogy, and that is To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy by Jenny Han. Always and Forever, Lara Jean came out in May and I read it and I liked it. Book 1 is still my favorite, but I did enjoy the rest of the books as well, so I do recommend it. Summer is coming, this is a perfect read for that. After that, I picked an ebook, and it's Beautiful Redemption by Jamie McGuire, which is one of the books in her Maddox Brothers series, whatever it is. I did like it. It's, you know, a new adult. Well, it's not a new adult, it's an adult book. It was okay, nothing special though, so, you know, if you want to read it, go for it, but don't expect too much, is what I would say. But yeah, the next few books that I read were part of the Book Buddy-a-thon that happened at the beginning of May, and a buddy read one book with Haley, but she was my buddy through, you know, throughout the Buddy-a-thon. So yeah, the books that I finished in that week were Half a King by Joe Abercrombie, which is book 1 in his Shattered Seas trilogy, and I really liked it. It was my first Joe Abercrombie book, and I think it was a good beginning. I haven't picked up the rest of the trilogy yet, but I plan to do that really soon. Yeah, good book. Then I buddy read Nevernight by Jay Kristoff with Haley, and we both loved it. We were slightly scared of it because we have heard different things about it, but we did really enjoy it, and we are going to, you know, buddy read the rest of the series as well. So we are waiting for September and God's Grave, and hopefully we'll love that one as much as this one anyways. And the last book that I finished during that week was The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton, which is a magical realism book, and I really enjoyed the writing. The story, I didn't connect to it that well, but it was a fun and whimsical story, and I'm really happy that I read it because I have heard nothing but good things on BookTube about it, and it was time that I, you know, gave it a try, and I did enjoy it. Then my mood got really weird, and I decided to pick up some graphic novels, and I picked up the first 3 volumes of Saga by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This is an adult graphic novel series that deals with a, you know, biracial couple that has a kid, and they have all sorts of problems, and I read those. And then I picked also, I went to the library again and I picked up a volume of 4, and I didn't like this one quite as much as the first 3, but yeah, what can you do, you know? Series have, I guess they're not always balanced, are they? So after that, I decided to pick up a big book, and the book that I chose was The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington, which is book 1 in his The Lycanos trilogy. I didn't enjoy it quite as much as I hoped I would, and I'm not sure if it's actually the book's fault. As I said in one of my weekly reads, I was really distracted during this time while I was reading it, and I just couldn't focus on it, so I think part of my not liking it as much, you know, is because of that. But I do recommend it, and I cannot wait for the next book to come out, and it's actually not a long wait because it comes out in August, so yay for me. After that, I picked up a kid's book because as I said, I was distracted and I, just wanted to pick up something light, and I decided to pick up 5 on Treasure Island, which is book 1 in the famous 5 series by Enid Blyton. It's a really well-known series, at least in the UK it is, I'm sure. Otherwise, I'm not sure how very well-known these books are, but yeah, anyways, I really liked it still. I read these books as a kid and I enjoyed it, well, maybe not as much, but I did love it. After that, I picked up volumes 5 and 6 of Saga, and 5 was slightly iffy, 6 was great again, so I cannot wait to read volume 7. We're almost done, guys. The next book that I picked up was 5 Go Adventuring Again, which is book 2 in the famous 5 series. This was never my favorite, and that hasn't changed, but I did enjoy it. And then finally, after like a month of reading this book, I finished Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. As I said, Laini Taylor, I love her writing, but the pace of her books is always so slow, and I do prefer my books to be a bit faster. So it took me a while to read it. I, did enjoy it. In the end, the last third was fantastic, and I just ended up loving it, and I cannot wait for the next book to come out. And then the last book that I managed to finish in May is 5 Runaway Together. Sorry, I have to just, come up with the English title because I have it in Slovene. But yeah, this was one of my favorites when I was a kid, and it's still good. I naturally didn't enjoy it quite as much as when I was a kid, but I still, I don't know, I sort of nostalgic and all that, and I love it, so yeah. Anyways, those were all the books that I managed to finish in May. It actually was quite a good month considering everything. Well, sometimes I'm slightly unsure whether or not I should count graphic novels as books, but Goodreads does, so I will go with that. They do help. Sometimes, when you're distracted, you just sort of fly through them, and I did need that. But yeah, anyways, those were all the books that I managed to finish in May. Let me know how you're doing with your various challenges and what books you read. What was your favorite book in May? Let's just go with that. And thank you for watching this video, and see you in my next one. Bye!